lift my head up, ask the Lord how long will this last, cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through broke stained glass. So I ask about your past, cause I love being mad. I'm crass, but I didn't mean to hurt your feelings that bad. I pray for guidance, I pray for silence, I pray for 15 more minutes. What the fuck you counting your marriage? I need companionship, abandonship, I'm breaking you off. I blame your mother and your friends, cause that's who making you soft. Baby girl, don't play with the bars. Baby girl, just take off them drawers. Baby girl, I need a couple minutes, I don't care about the cost. I grip my rosary and pray for those who seek the peace of mind and the time to get over me. I'm so full of myself. Don't need your help, I can act like a fool by myself. I am the help, you're the top shelf, making me melt. I got the bells and the whistles, everything is for sale. I feel like hell, can't you tell? Like my conscience in jail. I'm on my knees praying peace, ain't got no mercy myself. I lift my head up, I ask the Lord how long will this last, cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through broke stained glass. Took a long walk, but I'm okay. Little bit of vodka in my OJ. Had a long talk, but we okay, no way. Jose, ice, it's a cold play. My life in a cold place, baby, you warming me up. I act tough, cause we in love, nobody giving a fuck. I am alive, I am Lazarus, back from the dead, from the touch of the baddest bitch that's stuck in my head. I'm laying down in a bed, lay my life on the line. It's bus time, so I bust rhymes on the bus ride. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it, spirit washing over me. Now tell me how it's supposed to be. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. Lift my head up, ask the Lord how long will this last, cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through.
It means that men will just lose heart. Their spirits will just flag and say, what's the use? As they see these things coming upon the world, they'll lose heart. Just don't want to keep on. It said, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And this is speaking of the second coming, when he'll set his feet bodily upon the Mount of Olivet in Jerusalem, and it'll cleave to the east and the west. And he'll come back personally with his saints with him. I plan to be in that number. I plan to be in that number. I plan to be in that number.
Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of WD20, Travelers of Morgana. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. So, before we get started, I want to thank you guys for being here. We will be joined by our wonderful player characters in just a few moments. Before we get started, be sure to hit that follow button if you haven't done so yet. If you've got a free... Dude, please. If you got a Twitch Prime subscription, you can use that to subscribe to our content for free. Currently, we have the wonderful little Welly Gator emote that you can use, and soon we should be having a few more that are in the verification process, so we'll let you know as soon as those come out. But as soon as we get that set up, we will let you know. I think that's really... Man, there was something else I was going to mention, but totally spaced it. So, we're going to go ahead and jump into our intro, and we'll be right back after these messages. Thanks, guys. And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us again. I'm B. Tyler, joined here by Shelby and Larry Fettinger, as well as Tails and Zeke. We are here to travel across Morgana and to hopefully not die. This is usually the #1 goal in Dungeons & Dragons is don't die. Do not die. That's what DnD stands for. That's my voice. That's my face voice. Alright, I'm going to turn the sound on a little bit because it sounds pretty loud.
Do not die. Is that what it stands for?
No, that's not what it says.
No.
Alright, so, in our most recent episode, you guys were waking up from a long rest and going through the swamp and kind of just trying to make your way to where you were supposed to be going. And your new driver, who apparently hasn't driven carriages very often, ended up getting into a huge bunch of issues, getting completely turned around both navigationally and physically, and completely losing track of where they were. They ended up encountering 4 very dangerous scouts and somehow taking all of them down at once, and then escaping danger from that point. And then they hopped back up into their cart at about 10 a.m. and 10 or 11 o'clock, actually, yeah, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and started heading back on their way. Last time we picked up, you guys were about to get back into the cart. You got yourself set up to go back southeast towards where you thought the train tracks would be to lead you to Laveau. You were just about to cross a giant path of water, like a 40-foot little like river area that was going to be easy to pass through. But we're going to go ahead and rewind just a little bit and make sure that we got everything set up. Now, who was driving? You were driving.
It was me. Oh yeah, the second time he was driving, but the first time when I got...
I'm talking about who was driving at the end of the episode. Who's driving right now?
I'm driving.
Okay, and sitting passenger was you, I believe?
No, he's sitting passenger.
He's sitting passenger. We're both in the very back seat.
Okay.
Because... Oh, I thought you were in... Because you didn't get her in.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought too. But All right, so make sure I'm gonna move my camera over just a little bit. All right, so you guys are just about to go across the little expanse of water that is going to cut to this next little bit of land. You just saddling up and moving forward?
Yes. Yes, we need to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking the driver.
Yes. We do need
Okay, roll an animal handling check, please.
animal.
A D20.
Mm-hmm.
Five plus two, 7.
Okay, so as you start to whoopsh, start moving forward a little bit, and you start to head into this little bit of a river ravine that's going to lead you to this next little bit. And as soon as you hit the water, Maple and Oakley start freaking out and splashing all over the place to the point that they both snap off of the wagon and go kind of running off to the opposite sides in the shallow water.
How dare you, Zeke?
It wasn't my fault. Say dare.
I jump off and jump out the back. We're still on land, right? We're not fully in water, are we?
Yes.
Oh, we're fully in water?
Yes. You were up to about halfway on the wheel of
Okay,
water.
I lean out the back and I holler for Maple.
Yeah,
and
and
I
I'll
whistle
holler
for
for-
Maple to come
Okay.
to me.
Go ahead and roll it.
for Oakley.
All right, go ahead.
Oh,
Come on,
please.
Mom.
17.
Total?
17 total. 15er plus 2.
7.
Okay. Oakley dances around. Splash, 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 splash. You're not really sure if he's mad or upset or having fun or just being an asshole. He is not paying attention. You, however, Gandrel, go and almost immediately splash, 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 running all the way up back towards the back of the cart is Maple.
Right
Can I whistle for Maple?
why did you miss whistle for Maple? I've got Maple. Maple's good.
Oh.
As Maple comes up to the back of the cart, I hop onto the back of Maple
Okay.
to lead her up to the front.
Okay.
Oh, I mean Oakley. Is Oakley with us? Or is he still
Oakley's
there?
the one that's ran off and is
Splashing in the water.
splashing in the water.
So I'll walk over to Oakley and try to
You
calm
gotta
him
pay
down.
attention, man. You gotta pay attention to what's
You're
going
really
on.
cool.
So I'll walk over to the water, or walk over to him, try to calm him down,
Okay.
and pet him, and
Alright, roll another animal handling check. With advantage.
I'm just gonna.
Because I'm sure you're walking up with a carrot.
I'm just gonna hit
Yep.
you up. Hit you up to the front.
Just give me a
13.
dexterity check. Yeah, dexterity check. Fine.
19.
16.
Okay. So he takes the carrot from your hand, kind of just nuzzles against you, and kind of has that one big eyeball look that's like, oh, like there's wet stuff on the ground or whatever. And you kind of just lead him through the water and kind of tread over and go ahead and make a dexterity handling or a dexterity check to tie him back onto the ropes.
Where's dexterity? Oh, so 12.
Okay. Yeah, you get it. Seems like you got it tied on there pretty well. It's been a while since you've hitched horses together and stuff, but you kind of get it tight, and then you stop for a second and think, oh wait, that's the wrong knot, and then you undo it real quick and then tie it back together. It seems pretty tight. So you guys,
Alright, guys, come on. Let's calm
Alright.
down a little bit. Let's get the horse going easy.
Do you
through.
want us to take over with us being in charge, or more handling with them,
Do you want one of
or
us to drive, or are you guys
try to
good?
drive
good.
again.
I'm good.
I want to try to drive again.
I'm good. I want to stay
Alright.
driving.
We'll leave him up there. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah.
okay, roll another animal handling check.
No.
We're-
7.
No. 8. No,
wipe
9.
everything down?
9.
Okay, you start trudging through, and it's slow at first, and they're just trying to kind of like pull it through the water and get through to the other side. After a few seconds, it takes them a little bit of time, but you kind of get through the water and then stop on the other edge of the little dip as soon as you're back on land, and they just sit there. Or they don't sit there, they just stand there. and don't do anything.
So we are now
You have crossed the river.
crossed and we are on land.
A different land, yes.
Alright. So I think we should keep on the direction that we're headed.
Absolutely.
We are destined to move down this path and follow the road to Laveau. So let's. Do I see anything around the side when I'm looking at the back of the cart? Do I see anything along the bank that?
Roll a perception check.
That's what I was gonna do.
Roll a perception check. You're driving, so yeah, go ahead. Roll a perception check.
Perception makes it.
I'm not
A
sure.
dirty 20.
Okay.
12.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed, but can I like do it out this window?
The opposite window, the one that
Yeah,
you're on?
yeah.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I just
Well,
gotta
Would you
make
like
it
to make one as
extra,
well?
extra secure. Like we've got to stick together as
12, you said?
2.
Yeah, I got
Plus what for your perception?
No. I think it's 1.
7.
Yeah, 1. I got a 3.
Okay, and you got what?
12.
12?
Underneath, over by the coffee
Um,
maker and everything.
I don't see it.
You guys don't.
Everything perfect.
The two of you don't really see much. What all of you definitely see
Yeah.
is
Let me hear your door shut.
kind of islands, kind of off the side where the river kind of comes around, the river that you just passed upon. You can see there are little islands out in, kind of around, a little bit of fog in the distance. Looks like a couple gators floating around in the water. You can see like a swarm of fish, definitely kind of way out there. That's all that you two can see. You are paying very close attention to a very big bird flying in the air. You see everything that they saw, but then as soon as you like look up and see the bird, you're like, oh, that's huge. Wow.
It's a pterodactyl.
What?
You see same thing everything else does. You can see stuck in the ground in the water, kind of right near the bank from where, that you just came out of, but a little off to the side a little bit. Arrows sticking out of the mud, like they were shot this way. Looking back the opposite direction, you can see that there's some on the other side that are in the bank. The same
So
kind
it
of
looks
way.
like people were shooting across the
To some degree.
kind of.
But it's really only like 40. I mean, again, like it's only like a 40-foot crossing tops. So it's like why like they had to be standing a lot farther back.
Yeah,
in
why
order
would-
to
why
get
would they
certain,
be-
certain So that's pretty much all you notice.
You guys
from
notice
outside.
the arrows on the side?
No, I didn't.
Obviously, there's been some.
I didn't.
There's been some kind of archery shot in this general area of people going against each other.
Yep.
I mean, there's been some kind of hostility in here. So make sure that we keep our eyes and our ears open for any kind of raiders or any kind of threats.
Okay.
Pronounce radar. No, I'm just kidding.
Any kind of radars
I'm getting-
and threats.
I'm gonna tell Gandrel, maybe it's just the archeries. Hey Gandrel.
You just say it.
Yeah,
don't
you
tell
can
me.
just
You
say
can
it to
just
him.
say it.
You don't have to tell me that you're saying it to him.
Gandrel.
Yeah, what's up, Bob?
Maybe it was the archeries we just fought.
It very well could have been. All I do know is that the guys that we did fight were scouts, and scouts normally report back to people. So that means that they wouldn't be out here by themselves for no reason. There's got to be somebody else out here. So just keep your eyes open. Just be cautious.
Okay.
Are you alive? Is it
That
here?
swamp just got me heartbroken.
Yeah. That swamp gas is kind of rough, isn't it?
There we go. There's
Okay.
that swamp gas and air and bubbliness. There we go.
I think we should continue on.
All right, give me one more animal handling check.
Oh my gosh, kid, I'm about to take over.
Dang it, 6.
Both horses just and are like batting at the ground. They do not
Hey,
like
boss.
Scoot over. Let me do it. Okay. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, so we switch.
Okay, go for it.
yeah.
6.
Top right.
8. Or 9.
Okay, so at the very least, Oakley hears you go, yeah! He's like, I know that voice, I'm a move. And Maple's like, what the hell are you doing? "I'm fine. And so they go trotting off a little bit. Roll perception checks.
Both of us?
Yes, that's
Okay.
why I pointed at both of you.
Gabriel leads back from the back.
Oh, no.
So big looking.
Oh, I'm so.
19.
Today is weird. 7. I got 7.
You're still looking at that bird.
That's
Completely
a
distracted
pretty
by that bird. You, however, notice that just as soon as like the whole thing starts getting,
Okay, yeah.
the horses start moving forward, they start to pick up speed. Starting to get fast. Okay, cool, finally. And then you hear, and the whole thing comes to a skidding halt as you watch an arrow fly through the air and hit the ground right next to Maple, who would be on the driver's side.
Okay.
Not close to hit, but close enough to make her go, whoo, and just basically sidetrack the whole thing.
Ow, 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 you suck. Oh my god, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
It came right apart.
No, you pulled it really hard.
Sorry.
Wait.
Aww.
I was so much better than her just walking in there and grabbing a hair tie, dude. I mean, so glad that we went through trying that out.
Yeah, I was trying to just keep the story progressing, so let's
Okay,
go ahead and
Mom.
continue.
As soon as the arrow hits the ground, you look up to find out where it hit, and about 50 to 60 feet up, you see a half-elf with very pale but brown skin. It's brown skin, but it's just very pale. Standing 50, 60 feet up. You can tell that she's a woman, even though she has most of this shaved into like a mohawk. Very long, pointy ears, so you can tell that she's not half elven. She is pretty much full elven. Holding a bow like this with another arrow notched, standing 50, 60 feet up, off to the side just a little bit, and not making any kind of other aggressive motions towards you. But
How close did that first arrow come?
first arrow came close enough to hit right where Maple was about to like be stepping, and then to get her to stop,
Gotcha.
come to a close basically, or to a stop. You have Sippy's upstairs.
That sounds good. All right. I don't really need this.
Okay. Zeke or Cesar, why don't you whisper? Whatever. Why don't you whisper quietly back there to them? Let them know.
About what?
Oh yeah, he doesn't see anything.
Oh, the arrow that's
He's like, "That
landed
bird?
in front of the. There's a lady up here that has. Okay, there's a person up front that has arrows pointing at us.
The high elf went and shoot us with the bow. Alright guys, we gotta keep our eyes open and be ready. We already know the first time that we tried to say anything to anybody, they instantly it was instant attack.
Yeah. Well, I still have. Well, we still have a big. Who do we still have out?
Hopefully it's not the only one.
You had a badger and a...
Yeah, the giant badger, a giant rat, and a little badger. So I have the little badger on me, obviously.
See,
So I wonder how we look.
you probably heard her telling them that.
Yeah.
And so you want to jump down and
See if I can.
someone's getting pulled over across the street.
What are you doing?
We are working as a team here, so maybe you should join in on the team instead of doing your own individual
don't jump
thing.
off and start going attacking stuff.
Especially when we're all talking as a group.
What do you
So talk to us. He's not in existence. He's not
He's
here.
God.
This is us.
This is
You
us.
pay attention to us. Okay, so what were you saying?
Should I jump out and just see?
Yeah, I think
No,
we should.
we-
I think
we
should
already
just
see her.
wait. We already see her. We see that she's there.
Yeah, she's all the way up there. She's aiming at us.
No.
she's
She's not
not-
aiming at it. She has
has
her.
it up.
She has it notched.
But she has it not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's ready to go. Just
I'm
kind of
measuring-
standing there. Again, she doesn't really have like an aggressive, like ready to fight face where the like 3 of the 4 that you guys saw earlier, like literally 20 minutes ago, were acting. Where like the one that interacted with you was kind of like inquisitive,
Yeah.
and everyone else was screw you basically. This one has a very firm look on her face, and she's just kind of like keeping focused on the situation that's about to happen. Roll. Who's okay? So you guys are up front. Are you guys now like watching through the front little window
I'm
thing
watching
now?
through the window thing, and I'm kind of like leaned up to where I can see up through to see what they're talking about.
You
So
three,
through the window, yeah.
you three, roll not perception, insight checks for me, please.
Oh, am I not doing?
No,
You
you're
didn't
not,
say you
you're
didn't
not leaned up through.
You're not. You're still looking out the back and the sides and stuff.
Shit, insight.
Yes, insight.
Oh,
17
all of us
total.
inside.
Everyone but him. Yes, you're sitting up front, so yes, insight for you too.
I'd be very good at my insight.
I got
Where's
it.
inside?
I got a
It's
dirty 20.
under.
Okay,
where's
thank
the
you.
Second one right under hand and hand down.
Alright, so I have 23.
23. Nice. That's my kind of call.
17.
17, 23, dirty 20. As you guys kind of, as you guys are kind of like, skirt, I mean, if the, I'm not going to keep them standing there because I don't want to watch them fall all the time, but you guys came to a stop like, and so the horses are kind of like facing off to the side and you're sitting like this right now in the middle of what could be, probably is a path, but maybe shouldn't be. And so all three of you notice that she does not have the look of threat. She is not trying to hurt you, otherwise she would have probably tried to attack you once or twice by now. She is standing there, and she has like a kind of, like, you can tell she just saw what you guys just did. Yeah. So it wasn't actually like 20 minutes. It was, you guys were over the edge of the thing. You fought that battle. You tried going through the river like 3 times.
It doesn't
and
help
got to
that
the
we
side.
have a giant badger and a giant rat on top of our...
Oh, are they actually like chilling out on top of it? I didn't know that. Yeah, no, they're very. She's very confused, but she knows who you are.
I want to yell out at her.
Go ahead.
I want to yell at her that
Go.
I mean her no harm whatsoever.
Just say it right.
Huh?
Say it right. Say it
Hey,
like
we mean you no harm. We're just trying to pass through.
well, I certainly hope so. I just saw what you did to 4 of my best friends, so I don't mean you any harm either.
Okay then is Laveau up this direction?
No. You are going the wrong way, my friend. You are way off the map. You need to turn around now. You are heading into very dangerous territory.
So this is not towards Laveau. We was told this was the direction to go to Laveau. Thank you for letting us know ahead of time.
You pass me right now, you're headed into certain death. This is the Ettenbach. This is where people die. My entire troop has been hunting this thing for months, trying to get it slain. I
Seem
don't...
to be having a problem with something then?
With something. Do you hear that?
I
And
hear
there's
that.
like silence. You hear the nature for a second, and then you hear very in the distance. Seems like it's in the distance. You hear.
Oh, please don't.
You can kind of see the swamp moving just a little bit, shuddering. Parts of the ground a little further up are moving.
Towards Laveau.
You're kind of surprised because you feel like with how much water is around and how much land you can see through the trees and stuff that's going on here,
That we should be able to see something.
you should be able to see whatever is making this noise. They could see the T-Rex really easily in Jurassic Park because there's a freaking T-Rex.
Yeah.
You'd think whatever is making this noise you'd be able to see,
Well,
but not through here.
So if we're going the wrong direction, which direction should we head to go to Laveau?
Turn around. Still holding the bow and the notched arrow, just in case. Turn around, head back that direction, and then your first right, go that way.
So
Follow that, you'll hit the train tracks, you go over the train tracks, and you'll find the main road.
And then at the main road, which direction do we
You just
take?
keep heading right from there.
All right.
You are far too south for where you need to be right now.
Well,
sir.
we will leave you at what you need to do, and we will not be in your way any longer than we have to be. We bid you a good day.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
Take it upstairs, bud. Or here, I'll take it. And you
I
can-
wouldn't be trusting these guys after they killed 4 of your best friends. Like,
7.
It's more of I'm not gonna get myself killed by all these people if they don't know if they don't realize they're about to go die. 7.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to tell both horses to turn around, so it's very confusing a little bit. Go ahead and roll me another animal handling check.
20.
Okay, yeah, no, that works. Both of them seem really distracted by this person on the road. Maple, kind of pissed off. Like, "Bitch, you almost hit me with an arrow. I could come over there and eat your ears off." And she's like trudging over as Oakley's like, "Can we go? Please stop yelling at. No one can understand you. You're a horse." Like you watch this whole thing happen. Horse is the word that I said right there. By the way, you're a horse. Yeah. There was an S at the end of the word. So you guys get turned back around and start heading out.
Horse or horses? Did we grab Oakley?
No. Oakley was like, "Come on, don't be so mean. You're a horse. Let's go."
Oh,
like, yeah, Oakley was talking to me.
We do have both horses,
yeah.
right?
Everyone is
Oakley's chilling in the river.
So, you're just heading the same direction.
Heading the direction she told us to.
Roll a survival check. It's going to be under wisdom.
12.
Okay, that's enough to pass. As you come up, you guys are going for about 15-20 minutes. In that amount of time, you pass by the point where there was definitely look at all these bodies. That was us. Whoops. You also notice all these tracks that go across the main path from where you guys got way turned around and were like just cutting through the when Iron Man gets hammered all the way through the building in Central Park in Infinity War, and he just goes all the way through the building. Exactly that. You only got 6% battery left, bud.
Yeah, I almost died.
It's almost dead. So as that's happening, you make your way up. You kind of like, it wasn't us, and get to a point where you're like, oh, this is definitely where we should have been. There's a very clear part here. So you make the way right, and it's a pretty easy trail to follow now that you're heading a little bit further away from the actual swampy area. You guys make it probably about a half hour, 45 minutes, and it's getting to be about lunchtime. So if you want to go ahead and make a stop now, you can, or you can try to keep pushing through to.
Is there a nice little clearing right here?
Yeah. As you're heading away from the swamp, you notice that you're kind of going along the. Shoot! I pressed the wrong button.
Better yet, essentially, can we eat while we're?
Those who I would say that if there's probably an hour's worth of time that you're on the road, as long as you're not in the front and you're just sitting in the back doing whatever, there is plenty of time to do things such as eat or attune to items or study things.
Me and you will eat. Do you have anything that you need to attune to?
I think I did my bracers and my Yeah, I don't have to attune to anything.
Okay. So you're good.
So
wait.
we'll during the first part of the hour we'll sit in the back and eat, and then we'll switch seats with you guys and let you guys eat the second half.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you guys travel for about an hour, including the time that I said it was like 25-30 minutes that you were out. As you're along this road, you find yourself on your left side is kind of that swampy, murky, rivery looking thing. It's kind of doesn't really move. It just kind of sits still, but underneath you know that it's moving. It's kind of murky on top. You can see the tops of gators, and it looks like there's a turtle over there. Lots of pelicans and seagulls all flying around. Very, very small distance between you and the lake on your left as far as that goes. On your right, you can see all of these trees. You can see the little puddles and stuff. And you can also see where that river was that you just
that we absolutely crashed through.
It's essentially like either the lake, pond, or ocean, or whatever it is, because you guys aren't familiar with this continent. All that is on your right, and you can see that through the trees and stuff. And so even as you're going on this trip, you're like, or through this area, you're like, how the heck were we not able to see whatever was making that huge noise when it's like this far away from the ocean or whatever? So as you get up there, you I'd say you probably it's a little over an hour. As you guys kind of find a nice little spot amongst some trees. There's a few deer that are roaming around, and you can see what looks like a sparkly little sparkles in the air, like fairy dust, as what probably are like pixies are flying around and hanging out. Little toadstools and mushrooms are all over the place. It seems like a nice, very peaceful place to kind of stop for a moment. So if you guys want to stop and You can either switch guard or you can stop for a short rest here and move on from there. Whatever you guys want to do.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Did you say we just got done doing a long rest?
Yeah, it is. You had the long rest. You got into the encounter with the 4 scouts, and then had that encounter with that scout, and so it's about 11:30. It'll be about 12:30 by the time you guys make your stop for lunch. So yeah, you should be fully loaded except for whatever damage you took during that battle.
Does short rest affect my dudes?
Nope. Yeah, they just. I mean, if they need to heal, I'd say that we could probably work.
No, I mean like do they go away during
No.
short
Oh,
rest?
I actually looked that up. According to the rules, they disappear at dawn. So if you were the last person to do to stand guard as the sun's coming up, you would be you'd be able to be like, all right, see you tomorrow or whatever, and it disappears. So
Okay.
it doesn't matter when you sleep or whatever. It's
done.
It's yeah. Yes. Thanos snap. Wow. I guess Kimber doesn't really need to be up here anymore. Oh, thanks for your help, Kimber.
Thanks, Camber.
Actually, I don't need either of those.
what was it?
Nothing.
I thought that was it.
So you
Oh my god.
yeah, you guys come to a stop. Are you taking a break or are you just switching drivers and moving Chinese fire drill?
Probably just
That's-
switch drivers
That
and
is
go.
super racist. I did not mean to.
Let's straight up Tabaxi fire drill.
Tabaxi fire drill. Okay.
Cart, and I will move up to the front to.
Okay, so is you two switching or both teams switching?
But I
Both.
think.
Oh, right. Because you guys.
Yeah,
would be
they
okay.
went in the back to.
Okay, so Zagir and Gandrel's not driving. Zagir's driving. Hey, Zagir, what's up, dude?
You want to drive?
Look at this.
Okay, please pay attention,
Pay
bud.
attention to the game.
Are you gonna drive?
Survival?
No.
Animal handling.
Do we know?
Don't be messing around over there, dude. There's breakable stuff.
Do we
Thank you.
know that Zaire has the map?
You know that he has a map, and you might have heard them talking about Ettenbog whenever you were in the place. You know Draconic, so you should know.
I
or you
got
might
the
know,
map
but
of. Wait, do I even know I had the map of Ettenbog?
yeah, I'm pretty sure he told you. Oh no, he didn't. No, you know what?
Oh, yes, he did, because he
He
said the powerful Etten lives there. And all these dots.
Better
are...
pull than I do. So than I did. So yeah, no. If that's then yes, you do know that is the map of Ettenbog.
So do I know it's the map?
Only
of
if he told you.
Edinburgh?
Only if he told you.
I didn't tell you.
Okay, so,
So
This is.
roll animal handling.
yeah, you're driving. So
4 plus 1.
So what is it?
That's a 5. We are doing horrible animal and
potion of animal friendship. Starts raining potions.
Leave your foot alone for the last time.
sorry.
They don't go far. They don't go anywhere.
I holler as well to kind of give him a little bit of backup.
All right, go ahead and roll again.
20.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Nat
20.
20. Yep.
Plus
Okay,
1.
Okay, so with Gandrel's help, there's a little, and you hear him go, "Come on, guys!" And all at once, they start moving along.
Yes.
You guys can take if you guys want to roll your hit dice for a short rest. You can roll one of your hit dice for the short rest. Do you know what you're doing right now?
Oh.
Did you take any damage in the first battle? In the last battle that we just had?
6 points of damage.
You took 6 points of damage? Okay. If you want to heal, you can.
Yeah.
Short rest is 1.
You can
Right.
use as many of them as you want, but they
Wait, they're
deplete.
taking a short rest while driving?
No, they took a short rest before they
Oh,
switched.
okay.
I'm seeing if this is what they did. I should have asked.
Okay, so
that.
I do right dudes.
Is that you turn your sheet over? Okay, so it doesn't have what it says.
Here.
Probably no, it doesn't. It's not
It
really.
doesn't have it at all.
It should say hit dice current, and it should say 2d10.
It says 2d10 on it.
It says 2d10?
Yeah, it says
okay, so
total
you can roll
2d10.
2d10s or you can just roll 1d10. The thing is, if you roll 1, you only have 1 that you can roll on the next short rest. Does it make sense? If you heal...
I'm not.
You're not going to? Okay, that's fine.
If I roll 2, I can't.
You can't roll... You can't heal again during a short rest until you have a long rest.
3 away.
I'm going to do 1.
You do 1? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna do 1 as
whatever
well.
I get, what happens?
You just heal that many. Up to 6.
Okay. 8.
8?
Okay, so
Alright, so you're at full health.
Alright,
You don't add 8 to it. You just
No.
put yourself... Mark it down on your page.
In fact, full health.
So now it is your guys' short rest.
I used 1 as well, and I'm back full health.
Okay. So make sure that you mark that you can on the app you can
Current.
hold it or whatever and mark that you used it. So you guys now have a short rest for now. If you'd like to do anything, you could you eat your food and whatnot. But if you'd like to heal, you may.
I would like being since I heard the guy say Ettenbog, I want to say that did they hear about the Ettenbog in this
Okay.
in this
If you're gonna ask
If you're
me
gonna
to
ask
say
it-
something
if
to
you're gonna
them,
ask anybody-
just turn to them and be like, I say to them, and then talk to them like they are that character.
You
like
don't have
are
to
that.
ask him permission to
Like
talk
I said,
to
he
us.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You just talk to us. We're all sitting here.
You don't sit and
We're
pray to your God before asking mom if you can have snacks. You don't. You don't pray before you
So we need to pay
do stuff.
attention?
So
And let's do this how
Austin,
we've always done.
put it down.
What is it?
Just more stuff to mess with.
Stop. Get into the game. Okay? Sit up. Sit right. Chill out. Pull your seat up right.
If everyone's gonna respect the and respect you and be quiet whenever your story is coming along, you need to do the exact same for them.
Guys,
Yeah, what's up?
you guys probably didn't hear it, but the guy at the store that was speaking to us, he said something about the Ettenbog.
Talking about
And
Darius? The crazy old guy?
Really?
he said
Really?
something about the Ettenbog, and the Ettenbog is back over there.
What did he say about that bar? Do either one of you remember?
I don't remember. I just know that he said something about the Ettenbog.
I think he said, like, there's something valuable in a dog.
Oh no. You're like looking at me for answers. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, that's what you heard, or no, that's not what I said.
No,
You gotta remember, bro.
I know.
Ziggear's memory is about as good as your actual
do
DM.
not remember. Alright, well, we're headed that way anyways, right?
No, we're headed towards Laveau.
Oh,
The
Laveau.
Edinburgh was where the
Creepy
that
thing
elf was blocking. She told us that beyond
Instant
here is the
death.
Edinburgh was instant death. So that's the opposite direction of where we're headed. So I mean, we might be able to head back that way
On our way back,
after
we'll
we're
see.
done with Laveau.
Yeah, let's just
But
get
let's
the
head.
road
Let's continue heading to Laveau.
Okay, so you guys travel about another hour. As you're coming up, Zagier and Gandrel, you guys are both sitting in the front seat. Roll perception checks for me, please. Hey, don't stack your dice, man. That was rule number 1, game number 1.
Okay.
Okay, so you didn't hear what I just asked you to do?
I'm not stacking my dice anymore.
I asked you to roll a perception check.
6.
6? It's pretty out here.
It
The
is.
bridge looks really well architected. Is well made. You actually haven't seen a nice bridge like this before. It's very long, and it's like 4 feet off the water. It's like sticking out. You know, you can't really tell how deep the water is. You can see the gators. You can see all the land, all the life and stuff. But it's like
Pretty bridge.
yeah, it looks like dwarven made, but it's got like elven stuff along the side, like part of the enchantment or whatever. It's very, very beautiful to see. That's all you notice. What did you roll?
6.
A 6?
Same.
It's a nice bridge. You guys notice a nice bridge. And a building that's right next to where the path is. So as you keep going, you see the train tracks where you were told to head that direction and
Ooh, the train
heading to
tracks. I
Laveau.
remember when the chick back there, she told us we get to the train tracks, we're at the main road. We take a right and we're on our way. We know we're going the right direction, guys.
Yep.
We just need to keep heading this way.
More or less, yeah.
Alright, So we keep heading that way.
All right. So with Gandrel's assistance, he kind of is like, oh yeah, she said go this way. And as you get to the train tracks, and you hop up on the tracks and start heading over the bridge into the town of Laveau. It's like I said, it's a very, very long bridge, but you can, as you start to go across the lake and stuff, you can see all over the little skyline of Laveau, surrounded by water. It's actually kind of pretty at this time in the morning because the sun is just like baking down. There's a whole bunch of reflection. Very nice, tall buildings. Looks like some kind of large trees with no branches that have wires going from one to another all the way. Some kind of weird thing going on there. All the way around the whole town. It looks like it's a very advanced town for being as kind of dark and crappy as it is right now. So you guys, driver, Zagir, give me another animal handling check, please.
Okay.
With advantage.
Oh, okay. So what does advantage do?
That means
You roll the D20 twice,
3,
and you take the higher number.
8.
Okay, so add that to your animal handling.
1. So it's gonna be a 9.
All right.
I'm not very good at animal handling in this game.
You start to get over the bridge, and everything's going all right. You know, you were moving smooth for a while, and then it's as if Maple and Oakley both realize that they're standing over top of water, and they just start like they don't stop or anything or come to a screeching halt. They just like slow down. They're like, okay, we're not going to stop. We're gonna keep moving, but oh gosh, this is scary. It's basically like when I'm in the car and your dad's driving and we're surrounded by water and I have a panic attack.
You do?
It's exact. Yeah, it's easy to forget that happened a couple times, but that was back in Bloomington. So.
Oh, you're talking about that one road?
Oh my
That took me forever to get used to.
Oh,
Just like water on both sides, and then like right after I had nightmares about it, about us driving in the van and then going into the lake, and it's just like I'd never making this trip again. Never. So you guys are still moving at a little bit slower of a pace. It's not going to slow you down a whole bunch, but you're not trucking along quite as nicely as you were before. But around 1:30, 2 o'clock, you guys start to get to the end of the bridge, and you're starting to see buildings get a little closer and a little taller and a little, more beautiful and grandiose as you get in. Right now, you're surrounded by train cars that look like they're either being worked on or they're not working yet. Not a lot of people around here. This is kind of like the quiet side of town because it's more industrial. It's where the train station is and everything is. And so you guys are officially in the town of Laveau. Welcome.
Awesome. We're in the town. What buildings do we see around us? Do we see any buildings that give us an idea of what the building is? Whether like any general stores, any blacksmiths,
Make an
taverns?
investigation check, please.
Investigate this! Ooh, that's a 19.
Oh my god.
Investigation plus 4, that's a 23.
Okay. So as you're coming in, you look around, you see the edge of what would be the train station. It's different from Broads, where you can go to the post office, and it's the post office is the train station. You can probably even buy some like basic goods there. This looks just like a train station. The guy who's running it looks like he is wearing the same outfit that the conductors do or the guards do. As you start moving past that a little bit, you notice in a completely different building about 45 feet away is something that looks a little bit more post office-y. The guy looks like he is an officer of the post. The hat, the blue, that kind of the buttons. General. The postmaster general. He's got the buttons and all the whole thing going on. Just kind of like how the one in Broads did, which you recognize that to be the post office.
And those are separate buildings.
Separate buildings.
So we're in a much bigger town than what we were before. This is a little bit more society, have their own stuff.
Yes. As you're walking through, though, this is the quiet, less civilized, or not less civilized, but the less populated side of town. You all, looking out the windows and everything, notice that there is still, like, there's people just, like, walking around. Other dragonborns. You see elves, you see humans, dwarves and halflings and all kinds of really short folk. and really, really big folk. You see one bugbear who's walking through, and he's got this huge vest on that looks like it's made of straight metal, and he's just kind of popping his chest out and his arms out, and he's walking through. He's got an axe on his back just walking by, and it's kind of like, that's weird. In this country, it's weird to see a bugbear that's not being, like, tackled and attacked in the middle of a city, so it's like, wow.
Yeah, but he happened to be walking with a goblin, is he?
No goblins, no high elves. What's up, bud?
Sounds like legendary.
Is there any snake persons there?
None that you can really see. Nope. There's a couple of dragon people that you see, and even when I say that there's a couple of dragonborns, there's like maybe 2 the whole time that you're walking through here. It's not very many of them. He would be the 3rd one that you've probably ever seen ever. But it is a lot more plain type kinds of people. Kind of more humanoid looking instead of any kind of beast. So, travelers of Morgana,
and
where would you like to head first?
So we've seen the post office in the train. That's all we've seen.
Okay, you just gonna keep trekking on by?
Yeah,
and see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see what's further up.
As you get past the post office, you notice that you're kind of starting to draw some eyes. Not aggressive eyes, but people are starting to notice that there is a car with a cat person and dragonborn sitting in the front. With a carriage, and again, normal sight for the most part, but cat person, dragon person, kind of weird. So it's more like curious eyes instead of judgmental as you come walking through. Excuse me. Did you ask the question quick, dude?
Can I just look around and see if I can see anything?
That's what I'm doing right now, bud.
That's what he's doing right now.
He's explaining the town to us as we're going through it because my perception check was high enough. My investigation check was high enough. He's telling us everything that we're seeing. So if there's something you're specifically looking for, if you just hold out a little bit, you might hear it be said. Okay? He's explaining it to us as we go.
Okay, so as you come back through, you pass the post office, a little bit longer of a building than, but typical post office size. The road and the road next to, on the other side of those, kind of merge together into one. You pass a stagecoach, very fancy looking, and trek a little bit further. On your right, there's just basic tent, like piece of fabric, 4 poles, guy at a table, surrounded by hanging meats of different kinds and shapes and sizes. As you go to pass him, you can see down a side street on your left. Looks like there's a little bit of commotion. There might be a bar or tavern of some sort. And right at the very edge, like right before it turns, you think you might be able to see what looks like a sword shield logo sign right at the very end. You keep moving through, and you start to see that it's starting to curve up ahead to the left a little bit, and just kind of continue along.
I think that, I don't know about you guys, but I could go for something to drink. Maybe kind of take a short rest, step into the tavern, get us a drink, kind of talk to the locals, see if anything's happening.
Yep, sure.
Cool.
Any refreshment line?
Sure.
Yeah. I forgot why we're coming here.
Me too.
We 3. I mean, me 4.
But we can go ahead and step into the...
Why do you guys have the cart again?
Huh?
Why do you guys have the cart and the horses again?
Because we're delivering stuff.
Ding.
Oh, yeah.
I can't... Hold on. I know the guy's name that we're delivering to.
I know. I think I know.
I wrote it down. I know.
Tonkin?
Nope.
No.
That's from session 0. That's from the train.
Hello, Gandro.
Wait, so I'm not going to be, doing anything with this for a while?
What?
I'm not going to be doing this with anything with this for a while?
No, I don't have it written down.
I will say that might help you down in the future. But right now, you definitely, having taken the short rest and passenged the rest of the way up, if you had to find your way back to the Ettenbog, at least from St. Denis, at least to where that elf was, you'd be able to make it back to there. So no, you probably won't need it right now, unless you wanted to go out on your own and check it.
Why would I do that?
I don't know why you would do that. It sounds like pretty crazy and No
Yeah,
offense,
I don't
dumb
know.
idea, but I'm the one who came up with it, so I'm just saying.
I'd be kicked out of the game.
Why would you be kicked out of the game?
You might get killed out of the game. I didn't say
No,
nothing was-
I mean like I.
Alright. It's fine. I got it. It's fine. His name is Daxton Lutz. Daxton Lutz is who Eddie is sending you guys to see. And is who Darius wanted you guys to see.
Yep, so we're going to the tavern.
Heading to the tavern. Alright.
Heading to the tavern.
So
As
how
you pull-
far is he? So how far is he?
Not really worried.
Daxton Lutz?
We don't
Yes.
know. We have no clue. That's where we're going to the tavern.
So you make that little left turn and go heading down. You've played the game. You know that these roads are a little bit thinner than they should be, even just for one dude on a horse, let alone a whole carriage. But you guys do make your way through the road just fine, and there is kind of like a little alleyway off to the side of the tavern where if you have something bigger than a horse, you can tether there. So I assume.
Yeah, we definitely want to tether our horses and
Right.
carriage and whatnot.
You buckle down the cart and carriage.
Buckle it all down so that it's nice and secure.
Okay. This. We'll retcon a little bit and say that this carriage actually does have locks, and you were handed a keychain to lock, from the outside like you would.
Beep beep.
Yeah. It's an arcane lock, so you just have like this rock, and you just put your thumb on it like a worry stone, and bleep, 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 bleep. Okay, cool, we're good. So you guys lock up and head into the tavern.
Yep.
All right. What's the marching order? Who's going in first? Who's coming in next?
I'll go in first.
You're walking in first.
I wanted to do that.
All right. So you walk in second.
Oh, okay.
I'll go in third, and you can get the back end.
All right, I'll go in last, and as they walk in and I come in the back, I immediately come in and went, "Surprise, brethren, we are here."
As you enter from the back.
From the back.
Roll a performance check, please. Finally got to exactly where you want to be.
Yes.
Using your charisma.
Gotta love being a charlatan. It doesn't look so weird if I'm weird with it. You say performance?
Yes,
That's a
please.
dirty 20.
That is a dirty 20. People everybody turns their heads and sees you, and you can see some very well-dressed people all over the room. Actually, everyone roll a perception check for me, please. That's wisdom.
Perception. 20.
Natural 20?
Yep, plus
Nice.
1.
Cool.
I
Yeah,
saw
that
it.
modifier. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Say wisdom.
It's under wisdom, so it's
okay, sorry.
perception. Yeah.
18.
18? Cool.
14.
14?
9.
9? Okay. As you, Salazar, as you walk in first, you're taken aback by all the sights.
I am too.
The first thing that you notice is that this 2-story tavern is super fancy. It's got stairs going up either side. It's got this little balcony around the top. It's got rooms, so many well-dressed people. But the one thing that catches your eye out of everything is that strange green and wood grain circle sitting on someone's table, spinning around in circles with a ball on top of it.
Yes.
Sorry, can you re-say that? We're missing notes. Both of us are.
From this session, like I have nothing that mentions anything about Eddie. All of my notes are about Eddie and about the things that happened there at the tavern and whatnot.
Well, do you remember, like, I had I had 2 bottles of bourbon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I
two
don't have
and a
any-
half bottles of bourbon.
I don't have any information on
Any of
it.
those notes or anything. So
Not
Not
loose leaf in your.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I don't know. So you notice, Salazar, that this is a very fancy place, and that there's a roulette table, a game of roulette happening in the corner, as well as a game of poker happening at a table nearby. Salazar, did you catch any of that? Okay. As you walk in, you see that it's a very fancy place, 2 stories. It's got the balcony. There is a game of roulette happening in the corner. The game that you played with the ball and the there's that happening in the corner. There's also a game of poker happening off to the side, around the bar. 14. You had a 14? No, you had a
No, I
natural
got a
20. You had a
21.
14.
I got a 21.
You notice that, and whatever I say in this line,
Yeah.
like everyone notices, except whenever I get to the next person, like you don't know. You also notice that everyone here is very fancily dressed, mostly human-looking faces around, elf, halfling, human, dwarf. You guys are kind of the weirdest people walking in that they've seen. And as soon as you walk in, they can kind of see, oh, these people don't belong here. You notice that there's one person, the top balcony up in the corner, who's just kind of like leaning over and watching everything. Some of the fancy people that are walking around are females, and they're very well dressed in red, long dresses and black and that kind of a thing, just kind of walking around with their fans. I'm sure you can assume what that means. They're
I don't hear any of this, right?
You notice the women.
Of course
I know you notice the women. You're a cat.
I deal with cat ladies all the time.
Also notice the guy up in the corner that's kind of watching over everything. Slightly pointy ears, black hair with kind of like a teal, like bluish green skin. Not smiling, but he's not like growling or anything. He's just kind of like very plainly looking around. But with your natural 20, you do notice that the bartender, who's like making drinks and stuff, is he's got one eye closed, and there's like an X scratch that's like right over his eyelid, and it's like swollen or like not sewn, but it's like it's swollen shut, like he cannot open it. As he's just kind of like grinning and like making stuff. But with the natural 20, you see the bartender, and you kind of get that he has like the weird thing going on with his eye, and right behind him there is a wall safe in the wall with like the thing in the wall, just kind of plainly there.
Oh, that'd be cool to get into.
Behind the bartender. Well, sure it would. So that's what you guys notice as you walk into this tavern. What would you like to do?
I would like to, since you mentioned the safe.
Hey, can we talk as a group before? This is a group. Okay,
I'm gonna flat out tell you now. Time out. Yeah, this is out of the game. If you do something to absolutely bring the guard down on us because you want to do something crazy or whatever, not only will I hand you into the guard myself, but if it requires it, I will sneak attack you and disable you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll leave you in jail too.
Because
I'm
not letting you dragging us down and having us lose the game because you want to do something over the top and not play it like it's supposed to be played.
We'll be up there and give you.
This isn't a real.
This isn't a video game where we can hit the reset button and start over at the last checkpoint. When we're done, everything that we've done with our characters is erased because your character dies.
You already said you wanted
You
to go
will be
down.
known across the whole land as the dude who walked into the tavern 5 minutes after walking into the town and got shot dead for trying to walk towards the safe.
Yeah,
if that's how you want your game to end, by all means.
That's you gotta check out stuff, and we have to talk as a group, and we have to do it quietly, not where anybody can hear either. Because you gotta think this is real life. Are you gonna walk into a bank and be all like, "Hey, you see that safe over there? We should take stuff from it." No,
But
not at all. You know?
But we need to start being a group, okay? Because I'm tired of people not thinking as it's of a group. Okay? All right. So, like, I told Gandrel, hey, look, there's a guy up there. Because he didn't know.
Yeah, you said, what do we do? I think,
I'll walk up to get a shot of bourbon.
okay, as she's walking up to the bar, I'm gonna look at her and let her know, I'm gonna get us a table, or whatever. And I scan the room and
You want me to get you one?
Yeah, if you can grab me a shot as well there. Little saucer of milk.
A shot or a little
Shot. A shot. Just a saucer on the side. I can pour my own saucer. I'm a big cat.
I want a shot of bourbon with a creamback, please. Just like a pickleback, like you get that as new thoughts.
I want to look in this wonderful high-end establishment, and I want to see if I notice any tables that are enough to fit us, but is also close enough to give me, to kind of put me as partial center of attention, to kind of get to where it's easy for everybody to get eyes on me if need be.
My bad. On the dirty 20 of you walking in, after you guys kind of like walk in and make all of your perceptions, and you go, "Here we are!" Everyone's eyes just kind of turn towards you, and you see the guy up top who kind of like looks and is just kind of staring for a second. And there's a couple people at the poker table who look over and just go, "Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I've never seen a cat person before." And then go back to playing poker. And everyone after hearing that kind of just like murmurs and just goes back to what they were doing.
Okay, yeah, I want to sit in a table semi-close to the poker table.
Okay.
But then kind of just enough in the open where I can create a spectacle if I need to.
Okay. Roll an investigation check. One second.
Rolling a 2 is tight. You said investigation? 6.
Okay. Let's see. Marking him off the list. Near the poker table, kind of the center of attention. Seems like the one right in the middle of the room. Sounds like a great idea. It's the one you see.
Alright, that's what I take.
Okay, so I walk back with his saucer and a shot and my shot.
Oh, not yet. You walk up to the bar. Pretty. What can I get for you?
Can I have 2 bourbons and a saucer of milk?
How you want the bourbon? Shot?
Shot.
Cup? Bottle?
Shot.
Shot?
Yeah.
Shot. And he goes and just pulls out a bottle and like pulls out the cork brand new bottle. I'll just let you take that to your table. And he like comes out with a platter and it's got 6 shot glasses on it, 2 decent sized mugs. Anything else for you?
Nope. Did you get the saucer?
Aye, saucer of milk.
Yes.
That's a very strange thing.
Cat man.
You came with the. I'll keep the term to myself. It's probably offensive. Yeah, let me look at that for you. And he goes and runs off.
You better not speak offensive stuff to my team.
He's just playing it cool. He runs over to the wall. It's got the different tiers of liquor and stuff. But surprisingly, with all the liquor, there's an ice cold bottle of milk that has a little bit out of it. And he goes and kind of grabs it. And it's the best stuff around. Goes and pours it in the little thing, puts it on the platter. There you go.
Thank you.
You want me to just open the tab for you?
Yeah.
All right. What's your name?
Phasia.
Phasia. That's a great name. My name's Tubu. Fucking made that up just now. Same letters. Tubu. All right. Here we go.
Alrighty, well, nice to meet you too, Boo, and I will be over here in a little bit.
All right, you know where to find me. And he goes, kind of runs off and attends to his
What was the
regular.
guy's name that we're delivering to? Dax Lutz?
Daxton Lutz, yes.
Daxton Lutz.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk over and put it on the table and say, well, here's your saucer of milk, you, cat man.
What, you still don't know what
Okay.
Yep, as I pour myself a shot and put it in the middle of the table.
Okay.
What was the name of the other game except poker?
Roulette. We could call it spinny ball. Spinny ball. That's what we call it here. Call it spinny ball here in St. Louis.
Hey guys, does anyone want to play spinny ball?
I'm gonna drink my drink for a minute. You guys can do you.
Yay.
Okay.
Gandrel, are you wanting to go play spinny ball?
You guys can roleplay for just a few minutes about this conversation.
No, I think I'm
Are you gonna take a shot?
I am gonna take a shot. I did drink my saucer of milk right prior to that, so be warned.
Well,
I don't want to get too drunk because I do believe that I can easily run a con here to get us extra coin and get us the information that we need to get out of here, and also get the delivery done and move on.
Okay.
Instead of spending all your money and getting drunk.
No, actually, I need you guys to not only play roulette,
Spinny ball.
not only play spinning ball, but feel free to get excited while doing it. Just don't lose all
Draw
your money.
all attention to you guys.
Not all attention, just do moments of drawing attention to you guys.
Like,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. But don't do it super loud because of the mic. Okay. I don't want to blow out the mic.
Yeah, this is
oh,
real
you're
life.
speaking out of the game.
No, just right now.
Out of the game. Don't do anything real loud because
IRL, don't do anything real loud.
In the game, draw a little bit of attention to yourself every once in a while. Get excited when you win. Don't forget to nudge people and tell them to look at you and stuff like that.
And be like, yo, look at him. Look at what's your name again? Zagir. Or look at Salazar and all that jazz.
What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna do what I do best. You guys just continue playing spinny ball, and I'll give you a heads up. You'll know what's going on when it's going.
Tell us when you find any information.
In this world, it is called roulette. In Morgana, in Saint Denis, they call it, or not Saint Denis, in Laveau, they call it spinny ball because they're Cajun. That's how things work here.
Can I put platinum on spinny ball?
Yeah,
Yeah.
As long as it's 5
losing
gold.
a lot of money.
As long as it's 5, as long as you meet the minimum bet, yes, you can bet however much you want.
That's a lot of money.
Also, do you have all your money added up and everything?
Yeah, 16 platinum, 184 gold, 29 silver, and 46 copper.
How much platinum?
16.
Oh.
Did you think I said 116?
No, I thought you said 600. My brain was just not calculating. I was like, I gave this dude 600 platinum.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 21.
And he rolled a natural.
More like a
30.
natural 35.
Yeah.
I was about to say 31.
Ooh, natural Reggie Miller.
I got 30
Here's all platinum you need to do anything.
I have 377 gold.
Okay, I'm just making sure that you guys have it tallied up. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah,
because that's gonna just take forever. All right, so what did we decide on? What's the plan?
As of right now, I think me and Fraser's enjoying our drinks at the table and enjoying a little bit of chit chat while we're watching the room, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on that's keeping an eye on everybody.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if he's got a pattern of scanning the room. Well, I think these two are gonna go spinning. Well,
we're gonna go spinny ball, and we're just gonna try to draw attention because
Don't tell everybody he does not exist.
No, he can tell me. I mean, I caught that. So I mean, I understand. But yeah, you might keep your secrets on the DL. But I do. I understand what you guys are trying to do.
So you just tell him you don't do spinny ball, okay? And you do you. All right.
But I definitely will not. Never mind. I was just trying to be funny there.
All right. So you guys walk up to the table. There's a couple other people sitting there. One is kind of an older woman with kind of like a gray triangle to her hair, kind of weird looking, but it's all just kind of like curls up into a little pyramid on top of her head. Dwarven woman. So she's like this tall, but her hair makes her like this tall. And so she's just sitting there, and she's just kind of crotchety and glaring at the ball as it goes around in circles. And every time it lands, she's like, oh, damn it. She takes the little thing and thinks for a second, and then moves some more money out, sets the thing down, they spin it. Oh, damn it. And takes the thing back, pulls the money in, puts, keeps just, you guys notice that this is happening. She's just does not care. She's just wasting money. The other dude that's sitting there kind of reminds you of how Gandrel dresses. He's wearing like all black. He's got a hood on up to like here, so you can still kind of see his face, because that's the rule in here. You got to be able to see your face, and so you can just see that he's like half orc. So he's got this light blue skin. He's tusks coming up right here. He looks like a nice dude, except that he's just kind of like sitting all sketchy, just watching.
Okay.
Oh,
Your
all right. I'll take
drinks
13. I'll do 5 on 13. Just really cool, just sitting there placing his bets and stuff. He wins a couple times, loses a couple times as you're watching, and eventually it comes around that the dealer looks up at you, who is kind of a tall, broad, like very shoulder, like what's the word I'm thinking of? Like
shoulder blade.
Broad.
No, I think broad. Yeah, it just has broad shoulders. Very stocky man is standing there.
I want to say, like, look up, people, we're gonna win some money.
Well, let's see if that's the truth, young man.
I know too.
What you? Yeah, ooh, yeah. And he kind of looks over at the bartender, and the bartender's just like, they're not drinking. Okay, let's go, boys. Here's the game. It's called Spinny Ball. Take out one of your D4s, the little triangle ones, and use that as your token, as your little placement.
Alright, use the D4.
Yep.
Yep. So Go
I
ahead.
want to do an what's the high numbers?
Hey, now remember.
Yes.
You have to mark down what you bet.
Yeah.
And you
Use
have
the
to,
Post-its if you have to.
And you have to mark down what you win and lose because nobody's gonna keep track of that for you.
Yeah. And if it sounds like you guys have a lot more money than you walked away with if you lose, then I'm gonna hold you to it.
I'll put 17 golden on odd.
All right,
Put
Mr.
17
Snake.
gold on.
And
Putting
what's the
17 gold on odd.
Do multiples of 5.
So it's easier for you to do math.
Do multiples of 5. Do no more than 5 gold.
Yeah, because 5, 10, 15, 20.
You don't
Okay.
want to blow your whole wad in one.
How much do you have?
I have
Like-
377.
Yeah, plus you also have 21 platinum.
Yeah, he's got
21. I don't
One
need
platinum
that
here.
platinum.
Oh yeah, I have.
You won 120 gold here. Level 2, you played poker. Like, see, that's what I was saying. You don't have all your money tied up,
We
so
all
you
have
gotta
platinum.
make sure that
Oh, did we
I
start
don't
out
know.
with platinum?
no,
Yeah, I know we're
you
about
might
to
have
do.
looted some
Oh,
platinum,
it's
but
9:04. We have to do.
Before we do this bet, let's do a quick intermission.
Intermission.
Put little boys in bed, do night song,
Cool.
and do our 9 o'clock little potty break. And
Yeah, boys go potty.
all right. So
Yeah, we
with
can
that being
refill a
said,
drink.
we are going to jump to a break real quick. I'm going to use the potty too. So you guys go use the potty, get yourself some popcorn, some snacks, get a drink. We got about another really cool hour of Travelers of Morgana WD20 up for the rest of the evening. So you'll want to stick around and come back. We'll be right back after these sausages. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button twice. Here we go. Where's the be right back? I can't read this small. There we go. Yeah.
I lift my head up, I ask the Lord how long will this last? Cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through broke stained glass. So I ask about your past, cause I love being mad. I'm crass, but it ain't mean to hurt your feelings that bad. I pray for guidance, I pray for silence, I pray for 15 more minutes for the fuck you count in your marriage. I need companionship, abandonship, I'm breaking you off. I blame your mother and your friends, cause that's who making you soft. Baby girl, don't play with the bars. Baby girl, just take off them drawers. Baby girl, I need a couple minutes. I don't care about the cost. I get my rosary and pray for those who seek the peace of mind and the time to get over me. I'm so full of myself. Don't need your help. I can act like a fool by myself. I am the help. You're the top shelf, making me melt. I got the bells and the whistles. Everything is for sale. I feel like hell. Can't you tell? Like my conscience in jail. I'm on my knees praying peace. Ain't got no mercy myself. I lift my head up, I ask the Lord how long will this last? Cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through broke stained glass. Took a long walk, but I'm okay. Little bit of vodka in my OJ. Had a long talk, but we okay, no way. Jose, ice, it's a cold place. My life in a cold place, baby, you warming me up. I act tough, cause we in love, nobody giving a fuck. I am alive, I am Lazarus, back from the dead, from the touch of the baddest bitch that's stuck in my head. I'm laying down in a bed, lay my life on the line. It's bus time, so I bust rhymes on the bus ride. I feel it, oh, I feel it, oh, I feel it, oh, this feel washing over me. Now tell me how it's supposed to be. I feel it, oh, I feel it, oh, I feel it. Lift my head up, ask the Lord how long will this last? Cause a motherfucker getting fed up, looking at you through.
It means that men will just lose heart. Their spirits will just flag and say, what's the use? As they see these things coming upon the world, they'll lose heart. Just don't want to keep on. It said, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And this is speaking of the second coming, when he'll set his feet bodily upon the Mount of Olivet in Jerusalem, and it'll cleave to the east and the west. And he'll come back personally with his saints with him. I plan to be in that number. I plan to be in that number. I plan to be in that number.
his life too.
I know.
Welcome back to What You Know. I'm Tyler here with the Awesomes.
With the Awesomes lost their...
I look a whole different kind of person right now in that picture. I was like, hey, what's that?
Wait, are you back?
Yes, we are very far back. So, you guys are getting ready to sit down at the roulette table. You sit down at the roulette table, and the dealer steps up and goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, what have we here today? How much are you putting on odd there, snaky boy?
7.
You're not gonna do it by 5s like your dad told you, so it's easy for you to do math?
I'll just do the math, and I can...
Oh, I
fine.
can. I'm just doing 7 once, and then I'm gonna go on 5s because 3.
Oh, because you have like 300
Okay.
something, 7
Yeah.
gold. Okay.
Makes sense.
All right, so all right, write it down on that post-it, just so that I know. You know,
Post
you have
it. Post it.
the post.
Post it.
The post-it.
Here.
Post
The post-it right there in front. As someone who has looked over the table 17 times to find the salt shaker, and it was right there, I understand. But Austin,
Yes.
dude, I need you to pay attention to the game and stop playing with your picture. How much are you putting on your bet?
Oh, I'm putting on 15.
Is that what that says right there?
Yeah, 15 gold.
Okay.
Putting down. I said putting down.
Oh, it's in the...
15.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. The 15 was super light. All right, so 7 gold on odd, 15 gold on high, and the old lady kind of like takes her shaky hand and goes, and the kind of cool looking dude in the coat is like, I like your style there, snake guy, and he puts his on odd as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time tonight, adding our scaly friends here, we will play a little game.
Please be on.
Hi.
All right, so here we go. Odd and high. That's my vibe. Here we go. 4, even and low.
We're both wrong.
All right, so scrub off 7 and 15 gold each.
Yep, make sure you guys lose that.
15 gold. It doesn't matter. I still got like 1.
Zig, did you lose 7 gold, you said?
Yes.
I have 370.
Not the
Right.
end of
Because
the
it got down
world.
to even number, or to 0 or 5 snacks.
Too bad, but that's how you get started. You can't win a couple without losing a lot. That's what I always say. You boys in for another one. I know you are, Eunice. And she just goes, I hate you so much. And just throws it in there. That's where I wanted it. Okay. All right.
Mine,
How much on
Jimmy?
even there, young man?
5.
5 on even.
Oh, I better not making a big bad choice.
All right. How much you putting on low there, Scales?
15.
15 on low. All right, so that's going to be 30 total from you. It's going to be 30 total from you.
Yep.
So make sure it's written down. Okay. All right. What about you, young man? And the cool guy goes, yeah, you know what? I want to see if I can go directly up against you. I'm going to go high.
No.
All right. All bets are in. Hands off the table and chips on the bag. I can't. I'm not very good at this. It's the same dude that was on the train. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. Let's see what you know. 16. High and even. You make your money back. What did you had?
I don't make my money back.
He loses.
I'm on low.
I was talking. Sorry, I was kind of going in a direction. How much did you? Or what was your bet?
Even.
Your bet
What was your
even?
bet? How much?
Oh, 5.
Okay, so you earn 10 back. So you get 15 back total.
Oh, oops. I've been writing this all in 0 notes.
That's fine. I understand that, but again, dude, you gotta pay attention to what you're doing. Start a new page or something. So you have lost now 30 gold. You lost 5 gold and then got 10 gold back, so you have
So it's
15 gold there. All right.
We need to ask them.
You boys still in? What about you, Eunice? And she just...
How much money does she have? 1,000.
You don't even need to know, young man. And then her face goes immediately back to a growl.
Like,
All right, another one for odd.
I'm putting 5 in.
Look like a couple of odd couples anyway.
I am walking back up to the bartender.
Okay.
To talk to him about
Dexton.
Okay.
He knows where Dexton
We'll
lives.
get one more rolling on this and then we'll jump it up. Alright, so low and odd is what the bod. Odd and low's the way to go. We're gonna go highs and evens. Keeping it Stevens. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again.
Nobody's trying.
Alright, somebody's gonna lose and somebody's gonna win. Here we go. Natural 20. That's a critical on the roll. Of course, I wasted it on a fucking roulette. That's going to be high and even. Whoever had high and even. Oh, it was Eunice and the new guy. Sorry there, snakes and scales. Make sure...
Well, I still got 154 gold.
Alright, make sure you toggle up.
I'm going in again.
Check down.
I might smell your pen.
Is your vape pen burnt?
All right. Oh, you know what? We've been sitting here, and we were supposed to have.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh man, you know what that was?
I'm freezing.
Yep.
How do I do it?
Front button. Just hold it. It's just the very front of the. It's a big yeah. It'll go. Ba-doo. Yep. Okay. Top button. There you go.
Says PC camera.
Yes. We're gonna close it out strong, guys. Here we go. All right. So, you are walking back up to the bartender.
Boo-too.
Tubu.
Tubu.
Ah, you remembered my name, sweetie. That's great. That's great. Aphasia, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how could I forget a pretty name like that?
As I'm taking a drink, I kind of lean on the bar. I was like, hey.
And he's...
Tubu.
No, not his name.
Dexton Lucas.
Hey, have you heard anything about Dexton Lutz?
Who's asking?
Does it matter?
Kinda does.
What about a pretty girl?
We've got a delivery from Eddie.
You know, that's one of the 3 people he said are allowed to ask for his number. I'll be right back. Pretty girls is number 1. And he kind of he limps off back where if you're looking at the bar and it's like this and the little safe is right here, there's a door on the other side of the liquor cabinet that he kind of walks into. It's like the office. Goes walking back there for a few minutes. So there's a couple minutes of lull.
Can
so
I?
I'm just looking, had eye contact with him and kind of pathologically let him know what was going on.
I'm gonna take and do I notice any kind of? Can I tell if the guy that's upstairs looking down on everybody? Can I tell if he's the main bouncer for the club?
Roll. It's either perception or insight. I'm gonna call it insight.
That's what I said.
Ooh, that was a bad burp.
Let's see here. You said
You pay
insight.
attention to the game while you're becoming a good DM.
Insight or perception?
You pay
Insight.
attention to the game while you're becoming a good DM.
Did you say Inception?
No, I said insight.
Okay, I was
Inception.
13.
13.
Oh, wow.
Just reading his body language, yeah, you can tell this dude he may not be the manager or the owner. He, at the very least, is the pit boss, probably, maybe. You can see the pattern of his eye movement is very much roulette table, poker table, the rest of the group. Bartender, roulette table, poker table, rest of the group. As well as switching between keeping visual tabs on. We just lost that second camera again. That's really, really weird. Unplug it and plug it back in. You also know that part of his visual routine is to keep track of the ladies that are also in the place too. So
Okay.
you're all good. We're only up for another 35 minutes. I just want them to be able to be seen because that's how it works. So yeah, you can tell that he's like a pit boss basically. So Tubu comes back and he's holding a scroll.
Okay.
Thin, so it looks like it's probably maybe one, at most 2 pieces of paper. But he's holding it very, very tightly in his hands, both hands, as if to hide what is in his hands. You can tell because you're really watching him, like poking out of the end of each of his hands. He's kind of walking out like this. And, sorry, honey. Don't really get many people asking about him around here. Haven't seen him in a while, but you might want to just check outside the town at his old place next to the train tracks. It's really all the best I can do. And he kind of puts his hands down on the thing and flattens the scroll out and kind of slides it a little bit. Sorry, sweetie. And then just moves away and leaves it there.
Okay, sorry. Slide, take it.
Okay, slide a hand check. And he's going to roll 1, 2.
I believe I suck at it.
Oh, sorry,
Stealth, right?
Mom.
Yep, 4.
4?
4.
Okay. So as it happens, you kind of start to pull it back and go to turn, and your elbow hits somebody's like mug of beer, just like kind of just like, okay, cool. Oh, and like you quickly pull it up and like put it like in your jacket or whatever, as all this beer goes running across the whole bar, and the guy who's sitting there kind of looks over, and he's got like this hunchback. Old human male, kind of looks like Darius from like here up, but without the face, just like the hair and everything. Just kind of goes, "Well, what'd you do that for?"
I look at him and I'm very sorry. I can buy you a new one.
Well, that'd be really nice of you.
So I look at Tubu, and tell him, hey, I'm buying him another. Put it on my tab.
I'll do that. It's no problem. It's kind of my fault anyway. Let me clean it up. No problem. Gotcha.
Thank you. And like I said, I'm sorry. And I turn around and walk.
He kind of grumbles, but doesn't say anything else to you.
Do I notice anybody that seems to be slightly precarious, but I can tell is a little bit maybe kind of feeling the effects of alcohol, but I can tell that they're maybe not as
that dude
high
that was just
society.
That dude that was just talking to her. The beard, the hair, the kind of like the wrinkles plus the scars on his face. He's got his sleeves rolled up. It's like a commoner's like dirty tan long sleeve that's rolled up on each hand. His arms are basically almost like blackened all the way up, as if he's just been working and didn't give a shit to clean up before coming to the tavern. Looks like he's got some coin on him. Also looks like he is just factory train worker, kind of like the bottom of the top of the bottom that's allowed inside this bar. Like he's just fancy or well paying enough to make it in here.
What is he drinking?
He's had a huge pitcher of beer basically that just got knocked over and is being replaced.
And how much do those normally run? Can I tell?
4 silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk up right to this guy and be like, "Do apologize, sir. You know how it is. Sometimes everybody gets a little anxious, and I do apologize. For any other problems, I understand she knocked over your drink, but I pull out 5 silver, and I lay 5 silver, and I said, and the one after that one's on me as well." And then as I turn, I kind of drop my little coin purse, like just drop it straight in front of him, but it only has like 10 or so copper in it or whatever. It doesn't have much, but I just
How
drop
much
a
does
little
it
coin.
have it?
It has 10 copper.
Okay. Thank you.
It has 10 copper.
Okay.
But it jingles like it's got multiple coins in it.
Oh,
yeah,
you're putting up a scam.
Oh.
Shut up. You? And I drop it, and I tell him, "You have a good day, sir." And I just walk,
Yeah, thanks. And he just kind of like takes it and just pushes it towards Tubu. And like, yeah, whatever. Shing. You watch this kind of happen as he watches the thing hit the ground and then watches the cat leave and like follows him like down to his tail, kind of whipping around as he walks away. He just reaches down and puts it in his pocket.
And then as I get back to the table, do I notice him picking it up? I'm waiting for him to see him pick it up, but...
roll a perception check.
I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I purposely dropped it for him to pick it up. If I turn around and look and see that it's not there anymore, then I know he picked it up. Yeah, I'll go for it.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you notice that it's not sitting on the floor anymore. It is gone. You did not see him pick it up, but it is not on the floor anymore.
Okay, so I said...
No step in the nice.
Well, do you see my coin purse? Hey, did anybody see it? Oh, I dropped it up here at the bar. You've seen my coin purse, haven't you? I dropped it. I'm pretty sure I dropped it up here.
You walk up to him and say
I asked him if he has my coin purse. Have you seen my coin purse? I come up here and I pulled 5 silver out of it, and I gave it to you, but now I don't have it.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, you should try.
9 plus
1.
6, 15.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm a charlatan.
Oh, true.
He's kind of like looks at you for a second, kind of looks at Tubu and looks like around. Yeah, I saw your purse. Looks down, looks at it. How much is in here?
There should be at least 100 gold in there.
Roll another deception check.
17.
Well, there's not.
Well, there absolutely was, being I dropped it. So, if it's not in there now, it seems like the only logical choice is that maybe you took it. Maybe we should take this up with whoever's in charge here.
You feel a very large hand hit your shoulder right as you say that.
Oh no.
Like, large, heavy, like, size of hand, girth of fingers, everything is just like, it knocks your knees a little bit, and you just kind of like recoil back as you feel this.
And I turn, yes, can I help you?
I happen to agree. I think we should have a little talk.
I agree.
Oh.
You
We should
and
do
your
this.
scaly friends.
That is perfectly fine with me, sir.
And-
Can we bring him? Can we bring him as well, so I can get my coin purse back?
He played it good.
I know.
He goes, I don't think that's going to be necessary. Give him his money back. And dude just kind of like, king, on the bar, like right next to you, towards him, and is just sitting there. Like, the dude who was just gruff and be like, I don't give a fuck about nothing, meh, meh, is like sitting there like staring at all this entire situation. As the man goes, I really don't think that's going to be necessary. I was watching the whole thing there, pussycat. Let's take a step into my office. How much?
Sounds good to me. I grab my coin purse off the thing and put it in my thing. I grab it off there and I open it. And I like to see how much is in there. How much is in there?
There's 10 copper in there.
Still seems a little light. I put it in my pocket.
Okay. So he walks you. There's where I told her if you're looking at the bar, it looks like this. There's the safe that's like right here. It's just in the next to the liquor cabinet. There's a door right there. The bar is closed, so you can only get to that part from the door that's on the other side of the bar, which is where he leads you.
He leaves me right by the safe.
No. It's by this. Okay, so the bar is like this.
Okay.
The safe is like right here against the wall.
Okay.
The whole liquor cabinet, this is all closed off. There's no way to get out of the bar area, except the door that's on the other side of the liquor cabinet. That door leads into an office, which also has a door on the other side of where the bar ends. So in order, like, there's a room back here.
So it is like a circle.
Yeah. The office has a door here and a door here that you walk into and you walk out, and now you're in the bar. And then you walk out, and now you're in the main floor.
Okay.
So you're walking from the main floor to that door. He opens the door and leads you in, or kind of gestures you in, points over to you and says, Miss, please, if you don't mind. And then it's like kind of, puts a doorstop down, walks right over to the roulette table and grabs each of you by the shoulders and goes, your friend's getting into a little bit of trouble. I suggest you come with me. And kind of like pulls you out of your chair and kind of to your feet for you to walk with him. But as soon as he pulls you like out of the chair and to your feet, he lets go and then just goes, come on. And gestures for you to follow him into the office.
Into the office.
So do you follow? You just sit there, you gonna stand there at the... Okay, you follow?
Wait, do I notice this happening?
Yes, a scene was made.
I made a scene.
There was a scene made.
I'm gonna just go run. Like, I'm helping you.
No, just follow. Do what they say.
What are you doing?
Oh, they're telling me what to do.
Yeah.
They're telling you
he's
to
telling
follow.
you to
telling
walk.
you to come up and follow with
Okay,
them.
yes,
I'll follow.
Okay. So you all four walk into this office. It's a decent size. It's big enough to have two doors that enter it and still have room to sit down. Plenty of room. There's a desk. In the corner of the room, there seems to be like something like a trophy case that's got the head or skull of something that you can't really identify. Little bits and pieces here and there. Some drawings and whatnot. This is definitely a personal office to some degree. As he walks in, closes the door, and kind of waves his hand over it, and you hear it as the door locks, and then just kind of walks around the desk and sits down, or doesn't sit down, but kind of leans over it as you all are standing. Kind of leans, and he's, like I said, he's tall, he's very broad, he is a big man. Now that you're this close to him, you can see he has tattoos that kind of go down the side of his face, kind of like God of War, that go in different areas, but he has like a beard growing, and like the hair and the whole kind of thing going on to kind of cover up the fact that that's all there. But now that you're this close away and you can see like the veins popping out of his forehead and stuff, you can definitely see his tattoos. As he leans forward, he goes, "We don't get people coming in here asking about loots. What are you doing?"
Well, we come from a town down the ways, and I used to work for Eddie. Eddie had some deliveries that he wanted me to bring up this way because, you know, with how he's doing new things with the establishment and whatnot. He told me he had some stuff to send this way. And since he trusted me, he said I was a good person to do so.
So what was with that whole little show down there then?
I needed a little bit of attention to find out who I needed to be talking to. Obviously, everybody in there's there for a good time. Some people's there for business. You were up on top watching everybody. And I wanted to come up there and bug you in the middle of your job. Why not bring you down to me?
I preferred that than trying to accuse one of my best regulars of stealing from you.
Did he get in trouble?
He'll get reprimanded.
You don't need to get reprimanded.
No, he
I'll tell him I'm sorry after I'm done. It was all just to get.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong, friend. This is a very high-profile establishment. You don't just go, whether you're my best regular or not. You don't just go walking up, picking up people's coin purses. You understand?
I agree.
He's gonna get what comes to him, but I see through your ruse. So what are you doing it for? What's going on?
What am I doing? What for? The delivery? The delivery's for money. I always need the little money.
Why are you trying to pull tricks in my tavern?
It's my job. My job is to pull tricks. I'm here to do my job, and that's it.
What about the rest of y'all?
I am just following what he says. I have no idea. I'm just following.
It's not a great look on you.
I just wanted to play spinning ball, and I just followed them.
Do I see any documents of importance in this office at all?
No, it's like super cleaned up. Like it is one of those places where everything might as well have like a little pencil mark around where everything sits on his desk. You can tell it's very geometric, everything that's in this room. Some things do lie out of place, so it's not like an OCD. It has to be here, but it's like I can tell when people come into my office and steal shit, so I'm making sure that there's that kind of thing. But no, the only thing that you see on his desk that isn't like memorabilia is a compass, just regular old compass.
Perfect.
Which technically, I guess, would kind of just be like memorabilia. It's on display. It's not like sitting like he set it down.
Not something of use, something of importance.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, so are we gonna put this away? Are we gonna put this away?
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to play some more.
Oh, sorry, bud. You're gonna be spending the rest of the night here in this here office.
Bad.
As he leans forward and goes, or as he doesn't lean forward, he leans back and just kind of takes all four of you in. I've known Eddie a long time. Not really sure why he put his trust in a bunch of people, I guess. So
it is cat.
And it is Dragonborn.
No, it's snakes.
So you're looking for Daxton to sell him things?
I'm pretty sure that I'm supposed to bring this delivery directly to him. I have a whole cart of stuff out there for him that not only does he want, but Eddie told us to bring.
Well, if you're going out there, might as well have you do a little bit of work for me then, huh? You see, I'm sure you've seen how dangerous those swamps can be out there, in the little southwest area.
Yeah,
north of the Ettenbog.
Speaking of which, apparently we didn't go the right direction to begin with, and we kind of headed towards the Ettenbog. Mm-hmm. And there seems to be people out there that just doesn't like to talk at all. They like to fire first, ask questions later. That didn't work out too well for them. But
minions be minioning.
Yeah, but depends on what it is you want us to do for you.
We'll just take a couple items to him, maybe. actually, you know what? I got better than items. And he turns around, and like digs through like an apple box, like just a
little tin,
just a wood box. Yay big. It looks like the normal tubs that everything is, but it's just made of wood, like nailed together. And he goes and like moves around it and pulls out a sack and goes. Don't ask me how this got here. That's all lost and found. But you take this to him. Tell him that Bacho sent you. Say that this should pay it all off.
Bacho?
Bacho. That's me.
Wait.
Bacho, it looks like we did each other a favor tonight.
Maybe just for a little bit, but we'll have to see how the next day and a half goes.
Well, I'll take this delivery for you. I also just helped you determine that your one of your really well customers is also not a very honest customer, so it's someone to keep an eye on.
Well, I could have told you that, but he's been coming around for a few years now. He's slapped a couple butts, gotten in a bit of trouble. He knows where to draw the line, but sometimes the line has to be drawn for him whenever catnip's dangled in front of his face, so to speak. You see that he's lit a big cigar, just goes like right towards you. Tesseract.
How much can I get for this?
So you
yeah. What do you guys think?
I
Can we
think.
deliver it for him?
I don't
We're
want
delivering
to.
this to the same guy.
Yep, exact same guy.
I don't
Well,
trust
Pretty
this. It's
popular,
gonna be
but you have to understand he doesn't like.
Why are you not delivering it? Or having one of your lackeys
I
deliver
think it's
it?
I don't
because
have lackeys. They all have to. Everybody here has a job. If they're not dancing, they're serving. If they're not
So
serving,
there's
they're-
nothing underlining about this that we should know about? And you're not just sending us on a fool's
I mean, let's be honest, Bacho. Let's be honest. You just caught me running a scam on one of your customers. You dragged me into your office like it's a big
And
deal, like
knocked
we're
at
in
the
trouble.
door.
And then now you're trusting me to take a bag of stuff to some guy that I'm already delivering stuff to. What? Why would you trust us if you saw me already running a con? What makes the guy seems a little odd? I mean, you have to see where we're coming from.
He
Does seem
reaches and grabs the bag is like sitting on the table. He reaches and grabs the bottom of the bag and goes and like shakes it so that all the coin goes. And you see right in the middle, there's just this little stone that has like a carving of like an eyeball, like right in the very center of it. I can trust you either way because I know where you'll be. I know you'll make it there. I know that things will get taken care of. Let's call this a test. Okay?
Nice.
Could have a little bit more work for you, but could also give you a place to stay for a while for free. Free drinks. A little bit of extra work here and there.
So, back to the old lifestyle of how I used to do stuff ready then. Just different bar, different town.
Better town. Rose is a shithole.
Bacho. Why shouldn't we?
I agree with you there.
What?
What's up there, Snake?
What do you think?
Doesn't I'm gonna show him this my mask.
Mm-hmm. It's not a mask. It's just a stone. It's just like a.
Doesn't this eye charm look like that? Kind of.
No, it doesn't. This is like a regular stone that you would see, just a regular normal stone.
It's called a wise stone. W-Y-C-E.
There you go. It's just a rock. It's just a circular, mostly flat rock that has someone is like taking a knife or something and cut just an eyeball, like the shape of an eye into it.
Alright, dudes, we got 15 minutes, so let's keep
real
this
quick,
Yeah.
why should we trust you? Because guess what? Why can't we? Why would we take it to this guy? We could just take this all for ourselves and help ourselves.
That's what that
Hence
ice
the
stone
little
is
rock. Hence the ice stone.
for.
But
That rock tracks where we go, so he'd know if we went the wrong direction. If we didn't
You know
go
why
the
I'm-
right way, he'd know.
you know why I'm trusting you? You know why you should trust me? Because I could have you kicked out of this entire town about 5 minutes before everybody shows up. I haven't done that yet for your friend trying to pull a fucking con in my entire wonderful establishment. You want to go hang out at the other tavern in town? Go ahead. I'm sure you'll enjoy the smell of shit.
Is there another tavern in town?
No, there's not. This is the only one. welcome to the Frothy Booze. No. That doesn't count. I got 2 boo. I liked it. Bacho. Okay, I'll take it. Frothy Booze. Nope, I'm not accepting that improv tonight.
Fancy Tavern.
Welcome to the Fancy. It's just called the Fancy. You guys are welcome to stay in one of our rooms. One room has 2 beds. Figure it out on your own. That's the deal for right now until at least you get out there and take the stuff to them.
And what?
Your tab's paid for.
We're
No
going to this guy anyway.
I know. But what?
And you said it's just a test. That's.
Oh, trust me, I've got tons of work for you if you're willing to. Like I said, everybody that I employ is inside these 4 walls. They all have jobs. I could use somebody on the outside. Not Saint Denis. Laveau is a very beautiful town. I love being here. I love staying exactly where I am. But may need you to do a little bit of a what do you call it? Sabotage work. So we'll talk about it. But until then, go get your drinks. Have some food. Check out the town.
Have some fun.
Have some fun. At the end of the night, you're welcome here. Don't touch any of my ladies.
Can we give you the answer at the? Actually, no. I think we're good. I think we're.
If you still need time to decide, and he just kind of grabs all the change and stuff and throws it into the bag.
You get us if we.
Yes, he said there's plenty of workforce after this, so we're gonna get paid for work that we do after this.
Yeah, that's really good. Are we gonna get paid?
Yeah, he's already answered it.
He's answered that question.
All right.
Yep.
So, with that being said, he goes. Bacho goes. Well, I've got some work to do. I've spent too much time in here instead of watching the floor, so I'm going to go do that. Stay out of my office. Don't hassle my staff. And you're free to do whatever you need. Enjoy the town. There's lots of really good food. But until then, stay out of trouble. And he just walks out. Just unlocks the door wide open, walks out.
Okay.
I say we follow him out of the office. We close the door behind us.
Cool.
I mean, because we've now established an amount of respect with him.
Yep.
As soon as all 4 of you are out of the room and you close the door, you hear as the door relocks itself.
Oh.
And then I say that what we do next is call it for the night, and we continue on
That's
next week.
exactly what I was about to say. So.
I wanted to play one more round.
No,
Wait,
sorry,
we're still in this town.
Yeah, you could start next week off that way if you'd like. But
Like,
until
straight up
then,
happiness.
we are going to cut it out for the evening. I don't need that. That's theirs actually. I want to thank you guys. Yeah, no, it's the end of the show. I want to thank you guys for being awesome and watching us. I want to thank you guys for being awesome and playing. We will be back. We got a fight on Saturday? I don't remember.
I don't think we do have a fight this Saturday, but I think that we still will have something.
We'll still have some kind of UFC related event.
Oh
on
yeah,
Saturday.
this Saturday we're doing the thing.
The thing?
Where we talk about fights. And
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, fight
Just
breakdown.
another
fight
Ultimate
breakdown.
Fighter breakdown or Ultimate Fighter review or whatever the hell I called it. So yeah, we'll be doing another fighter review this Saturday. Might be throwing some UFC stuff at you. Monday we'll have our wellness check, and Tuesday we'll be back with Roaring High. And then Thursday, we're back here. So that's the next week. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will catch you on the flip side. And don't forget to love each other.
Turn around and say bye.
Remember to... Oh, here, let me... Here. I'll put you on the...
Take the high road.
Oh. There we go. Don't forget to take the high road. Text your family tonight.
Yeah,
text your
absolutely.
family. Call your family. Give them a hug.
I'm not gonna get into it online or anything. But after news and whatnot today, if you have any kind of relationship with any family member whatsoever, and you have not just said hi to them in the last day or two, it's never a bad idea to say hi to somebody. You know, say hi to the ones you love. Let them know you're still around. Let them know you're all right. And
that's the way
spread the love, guys.
To be.
Stop with the hate. Spread the love.
Don't forget to.
When did we start this topic of love?
See you later,
Every single
alligator.
day. Yep. We will see you guys on the Flippy Flop. Thank you. Have a good night.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Mom, I told
you